What kind of creature bleeds glowing acid-resistant fluid, can lift a man with one hand, and see you before you even exist on its radar? The predator isn't just a hunter, it's evolution's deadliest weapon. And its biology? It's not just brutal, it's genius. From heat vision to bone-crushing strength, every part of the Yautja was built to dominate. But how did they become the galaxy's ultimate predators? And what else is their body hiding? Drop a like, subscribe, and let's unravel the terrifying science behind the universe's most elite alien killer. Imagine living on a planet where gravity is nearly 1.5 times stronger than Earth's. The air is thick with toxins. Everything that lives there must be strong, or it dies. That's Yautja Prime, the predator's homeworld. But they weren't always supreme hunters. In the beginning, they were known as the Hish-qu-Ten, a species enslaved by the Amengi, an insectoid alien race that ruled the planet. That slavery sparked a revolution and a fast-track evolution. The weak died, only the strongest survived. And over time, the Hish began to change. They didn't just free themselves, they stole the Amengi's technology and fused it with their own culture. This marked the beginning of the Yautja era. It was a transformation both cultural and biological. They didn't evolve just by nature, but also by the brutal conditions imposed by their former masters. Yautja Prime's intense gravity forced their bodies to adapt. Dense muscles, reinforced bones, and physical capabilities far beyond anything a human body could handle. That's why a predator can crush a man with its bare hands. They were shaped by an environment that would flatten us. And there's more. The predator's iconic mandibles aren't just for intimidation. They aid in communication, pheromone detection, and even thermal regulation. They're multifunctional tools and weapons when needed. Their fluorescent green blood is another evolutionary mystery. It neutralizes acid, likely an adaptation against venomous predators on their homeworld. This trait turned into a massive advantage against xenomorphs. Plus, the blood's glow might help in dark environments, for communication or tracking. The Yautja are the result of extreme evolution, a mix of natural and forced selection. When we see a predator survive gunfire, radiation, or extreme temperatures, we're not seeing magic, we're seeing biology pushed to its limits. Yautja Prime shaped the biological foundation of the predators. But once they started spreading to other planets, something interesting happened. The species began to split. Variants with unique traits emerged, adapted to different hunting conditions. The classic predator, like the jungle hunter from 1987, is adapted to hot and humid environments. Its skin has special pigmentation that helps regulate tropical heat. Its body functions perfectly in temperatures that would make a human faint. That's why they hunt in dense jungles and scorching deserts. These hunters follow a strict code of honor. They hunt alone. They use classic weapons like the shoulder cannon and wrist blades. The glory of the hunt matters more than sheer brutality, but not all of them think that way. The super predators represent a completely different evolutionary path. They're bigger, stronger, with red eyes adapted to low-light environments. Their faces are more reptilian and their heads broader. Signs of evolution under extreme conditions like high gravity and darkness. Genetic studies show that super predators have about 7% DNA difference compared to classic Yautja, similar to the gap between modern humans and Neanderthals. In other words, we're seeing the rise of a new subspecies. These biological differences reflect in behavior. Super predators like the berserker, tracker, and falconer are more aggressive. They use traps, alien hunting dogs, and strategies that ignore the traditional honor code. Winning is all that matters to them. There's also the feral predator, seen in Prey 2022, which shows a more primitive Yautja. With a slimmer build, bone mask, and crude weapons, it appears to come from another part of Yautja Prime, or perhaps an earlier stage of evolution. Even the predator's dreadlocks have an evolutionary function. They're thermal and spatial sensors that also signify social status. Younger Yautja have simpler hair, while veterans carry decorated locks that tell stories of hunts and glory. Each predator type represents a different survival style. Their diversity shows how the species keeps evolving, always adapting to the battlefield, no matter the planet. Every detail of a Yautja's body makes one thing clear. They weren't built just to survive. They were built to hunt. But did all this come from natural evolution alone? Or was there some kind of bioengineering involved along the way? Their biggest advantage is vision. While humans see visible light, Yautja see heat. They use infrared vision like nocturnal hunting snakes. This allows them to track prey in the dark, or even through walls. But this ability also has its weaknesses. Dutch discovered this in Predator by covering himself in cold mud, confusing thermal readings. Royce used fire to create thermal interference. Still, the Predator's helmets correct many of these issues, filtering ambient heat and expanding their visual spectrum into the ultraviolet. The result, near-perfect hunting vision. Physically, Yautja are insane. Muscles 4 times denser than ours, bones that can crush concrete. They can take bullets, survive falls, even withstand radiation. When they fight, they can shut off pain receptors, functioning like living war machines. Their respiratory system is advanced too. Though they can breathe our air, they're able to extract oxygen from toxic atmospheres. That lets them hunt across planets without heavy reliance on equipment. And when it comes to sex differences, Yautja females deserve the spotlight. Known as brooders, they're larger, stronger, and have unique features like back and elbow spines. According to the warrior Dachanda, females tend to be wiser than males, which might be why they're more involved in clan decisions than in direct hunts. Their mammary glands blend mammalian and reptilian traits, proving that Yautja evolution took a completely different path from anything on Earth. If you think you've seen it all, wait until you meet Dek, the young predator from the upcoming movie Predator: Badlands. He's living proof that Yautja evolution is still happening, and fast. Dek is unlike anything we've seen before. Smaller body, smooth skin, more humanoid face, open eye sockets, reduced cranial plates. He almost seems adapted for life on Earth. This suggests he may be part of a new evolutionary branch, built for environments with lower gravity and lighter air. But it's not just his biology. Dek was also exiled for breaking his clan's rules. Considered a bad blood, he represents not just a new physical form, but a break from traditional Yautja culture. His evolution is both biological and social. Even his gear reflects this. A red plasma sword instead of the usual wrist blades. Lighter armor that leaves shoulders and legs exposed. No classic mesh. A look that fits his new biology. Dek survives on a wild planet full of deserts, giant creatures, and toxic plants. And there, he teams up with Thaya, a Wayland Yutani android. This alliance between human technology and alien biology could lead to a whole new phase in predator evolution. In the future, we may see predators increasingly adapted to the worlds they hunt. Some might even develop more human-like traits, creating perfect hybrids to dominate environments like ours. The evolution of predator design isn't just visual, it's narrative. From Stan Winston's original creation, influenced by African cultures and James Cameron's ideas, to new versions like the feral predator and young Dek, each change reflects a new chapter in Yautja biology. These transformations tell the story of a species that never stops evolving. And with each new film, we uncover a new face of this galactic legend. The question is, where will predator evolution go next?